นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะสาธุ Hello everyone. Aya Khemawamsi from Thailand. Today we will discuss the Dhamma session, right? Discuss the sutta called Girimānanda, the sutta to contemplate when you are sick. Why did I bring up this topic, right? Because actually now, as you can hear, I'm not well. I got the COVID-19, so that's why, like after a week, but I haven't, 100% recovered. So the voice, the noise, not that clear, I think. But yeah, at least we have the new topic to, learn from, which is Girimānanda. Girimānanda Sutta is very important discourse that when we are sick, we love to contemplate this when we're sick, because it's a time for us to learn from the real. We have this learning, we have the lesson from the real experience. We take what the Buddha taught and then, practice in real life, in real situation. Okay. For the link, this is the link for you. I have the translation from the Bhikkhu Poti translation of the Girimānanda Sutta. Hello, Meishes. Hello, Amaranta. Hello, Bhumika. Okay, let's start. Girimānanda Sutta Anguttara Nikaya AN 10.60. Hello, Shayanta. So next time when you're sick, you can contemplate this. Okay, we're gonna read through the sutta first, and then we're gonna, explain it. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anantapindika's park. Now on that occasion, the Venerable Girimānanda was sick, affiliated, and gravely ill. Then the Venerable Ananda approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, sat down to one side, and said to him, Bhante, the Venerable Girimānanda is sick, afflicted, and gravely ill. It would be good if the Blessed One would visit him out of compassion. Right? So you can see here that, the Venerable Ananda asked the Buddha, said, can you, out of compassion, pay a visit to Venerable Girimānanda because he's gravely ill? And, if the Blessed One came to pay a visit, maybe Venerable Girimānanda would recover. But the Buddha said, Ananda, if you visit the Bhikkhu Girimānanda, you hear Venerable Ananda, right? If you visit the Bhikkhu Girimānanda and speak to him about 10 perceptions, it is possible that on hearing about them, his affliction will subside. So in this discourse, the Buddha did not pay a visit to Venerable Girimānanda, but better than that, he gave the 10 perceptions that if Venerable Ananda recites to Venerable Girimānanda, he will get well, get better. His affliction, the affliction will subside. What are they? What 10? The first one, the perception of impermanence. Second, the perception of non-self, the perception of unattractiveness, the perception of danger, the perception of abandoning, the perception of dispassion, the perception of cessation, the cessation of non-delight in the entire world, the perception of impermanence in all conditioned phenomena, and the last one, mindfulness of breathing. Mindfulness of breathing or anapanasati, that I believe most of you have practiced it, right? Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. So these are the 10 perceptions that the Buddha told verbal Ananda that if you learn this, and if you recite these to verbal Girimānanda, the affliction will subside positively, right? I'm gonna find the words in Pali language. Hang on. Okay. The first one, the perception of impermanence. What is the perception of impermanence? Here, having gone to the forest, to the foot of a tree, or to an empty hut, a bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika, or the lay people reflects thus: form is impermanent, feeling is impermanent, perception is impermanent, volitional formate activities are impermanent, consciousness is impermanent. Thus, he dwells contemplating impermanence in these 5 aggregates subject to clinging. This is called the perception of impermanence. So the first one that the Buddha said, okay, this is the first one, impermanence. If the person dwells contemplating impermanence in the 5 aggregates, that form is impermanent, feeling, perception, volitional activities, and consciousness, they're all impermanent. The 5 aggregates that subject to clinging, right? If we contemplate, we have the right thought and the right effort to contemplate about this, then it is possible for the affliction to subside. Why? Because when we experience the sickness, right, we know that the unpleasant feelings arise, or the pain arise, or the memory of, like when I was healthy arise. When things arise, and then you learn that, it's impermanent. Especially when you're sick, the unpleasant feelings is impermanent. Arise, stay for a moment, and then cease or pass away. If you can learn from the real experience, if you can learn about this, and if you notice and contemplate about this, then you can, detach the feeling from your self. It's just like what you experience in the body, the heat, the fever, the cold, the flu, the runny nose. It's just something that happened because there are many factors, many factors that the sickness arise, but you know that it is just the normal thing for the body to react. Or the runny nose is the normal thing for the body to react. Or the fever is the normal thing. This unpleasant feeling is impermanent. So if you can learn about this, contemplate, and then have the right wisdom like this, you can detach the arising feeling to your clinging of the self, the clinging. I have this feeling. I have fever. I have bad feeling. If you can attach the notion of self to what, arise at that time, then the affliction can subside, will subside. This is the first one. For you to contemplate when you seek the perception of impermanence. Next, number 2, what is the perception of non-self? Here, having gone to the forest, to the foot of a tree, or to an empty hut, a bhikkhu reflects thus: the eye is non-self, forms are non-self, the ear is non-self, sounds are non-self, nose is non-self, odors are non-self, the tongue is non-self, taste are non-self, the body is non-self, tactile objects are non-self, the mind is non-self, mental phenomena are non-self. Thus, he dwells contemplating non-self in these 6 internal and external sense bases. This is called the perception of non-self. So when we contemplate about non-self, here in this sutta, the Buddha suggests you to contemplate the non-self in the 6 internal: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and external sense bases: form, sounds, odor, taste, tactile objects, and mental phenomena. These sense bases, these things, are non-self. Why non-self? Because you cannot control over eye. You cannot control over your body. Please, the heat, just cool down. Don't feel, don't, how can I say? For example, like my leg have to be like just the same. You have to function just the same. You have to be able to move just the same. You cannot control over the body. So when you cannot control over the body, that means the body is non-self, because if it is your, then you will be able to control or have the power over them, right? So when you have the eye disease, the eye sickness, then you cannot control over the eye. So it's the opportunity for you to really contemplate and then see it for yourself, that see, eye is not self, because I cannot have a power over the eye. Just like, please be like you have to function just the same. You have to see clearly just the same. You cannot say that. You cannot order the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, all the form, sounds, odor, taste, tactile objects, or mental phenomena. You cannot order them to be as your wish. So if you see this from the real experience when you're sick, now that's the word: know and see for yourself. And when you know and see for yourself, then the more you practice, the more you observe, the more you contemplate like this, the affliction will subside. Why? It's not something about magical, not something magical. It's something that if you contemplate, if you know the real thing, you have the real wisdom, you can detach yourself from it. You will not suffer. Why do you suffer from the sickness, from the illness? Because you cling on to that. You cling on to your body. You cling on to the feeling that my feeling should be all pleasant, not unpleasant, but you cannot control, right? Mental phenomena, just good thinking, just good thing gonna happen to me. No, you cannot control over that. So if you really contemplate it, especially when you're sick, then you can detach, and you see like, oh, it's just normal thing. It just arise, stay for a moment, now stay for a moment, right? And then gonna pass away. And you won't suffer that much compared to when you don't know, you don't learn about this, right? So, oh, okay, now I can learn from the real experience that, okay, the body is non-self. Now I really see the body is non-self. I cannot control. This is called the perception of non-self, the second one. The third one, what is the perception of unattractiveness? Unattractiveness here, Pali, they use the word asupha sanya. Asupha, non-beauty. You see things, especially in this very body. The Buddha said, here, a bhikkhu reveals this very body. So now when you're sick, you have a chance, to really reveal this body upward from the soles of the feet up, downward from the tips of the hair. So imagine yourself lying on the bed, or you're standing or sitting right now, upward. Start from your feet, from the soles of the feet up, downward from the tips of the hair, enclosed in skin as full of many kinds of impurities. Enclosed in the skin, if you see right through the skin here, take the skin apart and reveal this very body with the wisdom, then you see many kinds of impurities. There are in this body hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, stomach, excrement, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, saliva, snot, fluid of the joints, urine. Thus, he dwells contemplating unattractiveness or non-beauty of this body. This is called the perception of unattractiveness. What is the benefit of reviewing the body? Seeing the unattractiveness in the body. What is the benefit? So we can detach, the lust, the wanting it to be, forever beautiful, something like that. You see things as they really are. Normally, we don't see our body as unattractiveness or dirty, right? Like impurity, right? Because when you wake up, some people take a shower. Everyone, brush their teeth, wash their face. Before they go to bed, you have to take a shower, take a bath, right? So when you're in normal state, you don't really see unattractiveness of this body. But when you're sick, this sutta is for you to contemplate when you're sick, especially when you're sick, right? So when you're sick, you now see oh yeah, urine is not so pleasant. Sometimes you cannot control your body, and sometimes you just pee over the bed, something like that. Oh, now this is the unattractiveness of the body. Oh, now I can see the blood, the splat, the pus, the phlegm, the tears, the grease, the snot, the saliva. This is not so pleasant as I used to think of this body. It's so dirty. So if you have a chance, have the opportunity, like when you're sick, to contemplate this, then it can, you can detach and you can abandon the wrong view that this body is pure or beautiful. And you don't have to, spend a lot of $100 for the what's it called? Like the cream, moisturizer, things like that. Next one, number 4, what is the perception of danger? Danger here in Pali, they use the word atinawa. Atinawa is like the danger or the disease, something unpleasant that can arise in this body. The Buddha said, Here, having gone to the forest, to the foot of a tree, or to an empty hut, the bhikkhu reflects thus: this body is the source of much pain and danger. For all sorts of afflictions arise in this body. This is very important. This body is the source of much pain and danger. Sometimes danger does not come from, outside, not come from like dangerous animals, does not come from like the strangers. Sometimes danger comes within this body. Malfunction of the cell, many sources of affliction arise in this very own body. What is it? What are they? That is eye disease, disease of the inner ear, nose disease, tongue disease, body disease, head disease, disease of the external ear, mouth disease, tooth disease, cough, asthma, catarrh, pyrexia, fever, stomach ache, fainting, dysentery, gripes, cholera, leprosy, boil eczema, tuberculosis, epilepsy, ringworm, itch, scab, chickenpox, scabies, hemorrhage, diabetes, hemorrhoids, cancer, fistula, illnesses originating from bile, phlegm, wind, or their combination, illnesses produced by the change of climate, illnesses produced by careless behavior, illnesses produced by assault, or illnesses produced as a result of karma, and cold, heat, hunger, thirst, defecation, and urination. Thus, he dwells contemplating danger in this body. This is called the perception of danger. So, when you're sick, now you can contemplate like, sometimes you can prevent from danger from outside, from stranger. You lock yourself at your home. You build big fences around your house. You have like the high tech, what's it called, state of the art, like car, house, things like that, to prevent you from danger from outside. But sometimes, like most of the time, danger comes from within, from this very body. Pain and danger can come from this body, but from this very body. Disease from eye, ear, nose, tongue, head, stomach, like cancer is the danger from within, right? From the malfunction and things like that. Illness originating from bile, phlegm, wind, from climate, from the change of the climate, from careless behavior. Sometimes, like most of the time, we have illness from the careless behavior, right? From assault, from the result of karma. What is the result of karma? Sometimes it just happened. I don't know why I got this disease, and sometimes like the doctors cannot help you. Maybe it's the illness produced as a result of karma. Or actually, perception of danger is to contemplate the cold, heat, hunger, and thirst as well. So when you feel hungry, it's actually the danger. Because why is dangerous? Because if you don't feed yourself, if you don't eat anything, you can die out of starvation, right? So this is the perception of danger that you can contemplate when you're sick. Number 5, what is the perception of abandoning? Abandoning is something that you should abandon. The Buddha said here, a bhikkhu does not tolerate an arising sensual thought, ill will, harming, wrong thought, bad unwholesome states. Whenever they arise, he abandons them, dispels them, terminates them, and obliterates them. This is called the perception of abandoning. So when you're sick, you have many thoughts arise, good thoughts, bad thoughts, right thought, wrong thought. But the Buddha said, wrong thought, don't welcome it. Whenever they arise, central thought, oh, I wish I have a chance to go to Switzerland now. I want to join the trip with my friends, but now I'm sick, so I have to stay alone in the house, something like that. The central thought that arises, it's the cause of suffering for you, right? Because you now cannot go anywhere. You have to recover first. But if you still welcome the arising central thought, I want to eat that, I want to travel to that place, I want to experience like the new pleasant feeling while facing the unpleasant feelings now, it's the cause of suffering and will cause you more suffering than it should be. And also the thought of ill will, because of that person, I got COVID from that person, because of that person, then I don't have a chance to go to the job interview. If it's not because of him, then I can get a job, something like that. So ill will, harming all sort of wrong thought, and including bad, unwholesome states. You should abandon, dispel, terminate, obliterate those wrong thoughts. So talking about the right thought and wrong thought in the Noble Eightfold Path is the thought of renunciation. Try to stay away from the sensual desire, goodwill, and not harming. So the wrong thought should be abandoned. The Buddha said wrong thought should be abandoned. So the thought of sensual desire, cause of suffering, ill will, and of any of harm should be abandoned. So whenever they arise, abandon, dispel, terminate, because it's a source of cause of suffering. Next, the perception of dispassion. And number 7, the perception of cessation. And you notice it's actually the same thing, but a different word. Dispassion, viraka sanya, the perception of dispassion. Here, having gone to the forest, to the root of a tree, or to an empty heart, a bhikkhu reflects this is peaceful, this is sublime, that is the stilling of all activities. Activities here is activities related to the physical, verbal, and mental activities from, wanting this, wanting that, wanting to do bad deeds, even good deeds, things like that. Stilling of all activities, the relinquishment, withdrawal of all acquisitions, the destruction of craving, dispassion, nibbana. This is called the perception of dispassion. Viraka is dispassion. And number 7 is the same thing, same wording, except only one vocabulary, cessation, nirodha. Nirodha sanya, perception of cessation. This is peaceful. This is sublime. What is it? The stilling of all activities, the relinquishment of all acquisitions, the destruction of craving, cessation, nibbana. This is called the perception of cessation. So actually number 6 and number 7 is about nibbana. You contemplate the characteristic of nibbana, cessation of all suffering, dispassion of all unwholesome state, dispassion of everything, not clinging to anything, destruction of craving, relinquishment of all acquisition, the stilling of all activities. This is the characteristic of Nibbana, the same thing. So actually, when we're talking about Nibbana, there are synonyms. Synonyms, viraka, dispassion, cessation, nirodha, synonym of the Nibbana. and also Kema, Kasem. Kema is the name of the Nibbana as well. Supreme happiness. So number 6 and number 7, you contemplate on the characteristic of Nibbana. You contemplate about the thing like, okay, how to, sometimes you cannot encounter, you cannot, like face the severe, like pain. It's too much pain. When you focus on the pain, it's gonna, like when you focus on things, then the pain maybe sometimes you feel it more. So sometimes you need to shift your focus to something that is different. Nibbana is something that's totally different from the physical suffering, right? So, how to detach myself from this painful feeling? Perception of Nibbana. Think of something like peaceful, sublime. What are they? Destruction of craving. I should not crave to recover. The body gonna heal over time, right? If you give the body medicine, proper cure, give it some time to rest. Not only the body is not just like, you take some pill and then shift automatically, you recover. It's not like that. I have a headache, take some pill and then 1 minute or 2 minutes, you're gonna, like the headache is gone. It's not like that. It's the body. It's something that's natural. So you need to have some time for it to cure. Okay, now I know that I have the flu, I have the fever, I have the cold. Why? Because of the change of the climate. Because of the careless behavior. Because blah, blah, blah. Many factors, right? So now you know how the suffering arise. What is the cause? Okay, I cannot determine for myself. So I have to go and consult the doctor, go to see the doctor. The doctor said, okay, you have this, disease. This is the symptom. Then you should take this medicine. You take the medicine. This is how to, cure the disease. It's gonna cure. How? Take the medicine. Take enough rest and, let the body naturally cure. Take, have like food, nutrition, sleep, exercise, mild exercise, going to the sun, take vitamin D from the sun, walk a bit, something like that. You have to know like how to get better. And for the mind, this is painful feeling, right? Shift the feeling to something that sublime, something that is peaceful. And the characteristic of Nibbana, destruction of craving. If I crave to recover as soon as possible, like you have to recover in 2 days, sometimes you cannot control over that, right? So no craving. I know many factors, there are many factors. Just let it be, let it flow. Maybe this is the time for me to relax, time for me to rest, then I have to rest. And then no craving. If you learn from the characteristic of the Nibbana, then less suffering that you will encounter. So next, number 8. What is the perception of non-delight in the entire world? The Pali word is Sappha Loke Anapirata Sanya. Sappha Loke, entire world. Anapirata, non-delightful. Here, a bhikkhu refrains from any engagement and clinging, mental standpoints, adherences, and underlying tendencies in regard to the world, abandoning them without clinging to them. This is called the perception of non-delight in the entire world. What does actually mean? The description is very, short, but actually it's very, very broad in terms of, viewpoint, in terms of thinking. When you're facing the sickness, I have to mention the word world here. Does not mean the world in the universe, like the planet Earth. It's not only the planet Earth, but the world here, I mean the body. Planet Earth, the human world, human realm, divine realm, the lower realm, the Brahma realm, any world not so delightful. So if you contemplate about this, refrain from engagement and clinging. Some people, when they face difficulties in life, they wish to be reborn as an angel, a deva. Maybe the deva, gonna have more happiness than me. They won't, have the COVID like me. They won't have the flu like me. They won't have the cancer like me. So I want to be reborn in the Deva realm. But actually, if you really contemplate about it, the human realm, okay, we suffer. We have both pleasant and unpleasant feeling. The Deva realm, they experience pleasant feelings, but they cannot make merit like human do. They cannot, people come and meditate. They cannot do that because they enjoy. Imagine yourself when you encounter and when you experience only pleasant feeling. Will you come and listen to the Dhamma? Will you want to meditate? Will you want to learn about the suffering? No, because I enjoy my life. My life is so pleasant. Why do I have to go and meditate, walking meditation, walking back and forth? Why do I have to sit cross-legged? And then we experience suffering. So we want to end the suffering. But when you experience only pleasant feeling, everything is just so beautiful, so delightful. You want to do the merit. You don't want to, you just want to enjoy life. And when you reborn as a Deva, it's not impermanent, it's not permanent, it's impermanent. One day you will be reborn as something else. And it's just like you just go and get what you have done when you're human. And when that merit's gone, like when the money in your bank is gone, like you use all the money in your bank, then you have to work again. So in Deva realms, Brahma realms, just like that. It's just like when you use the money that you have in the bank, you don't make any more. When you're in human realm, you work and then sometimes you spend, and then you work and then you spend, right? So when you in human realm, you do the good deeds and then you spend the good pleasant feeling, and also you spend the bad and pleasant feeling because what you did in your past life. But when you in the lower realm, you experience only unpleasant feeling. When you in Deva realm, only experience pleasant feeling, but it's impermanent. When the money is used up, then you have to come back and then you have to earn more money. So why do you have to make money and then use and make money, and then use and money, and then use. Why there is no more making money, no more. So if you see like lower REM, nah, I don't want to go. Human REM, maybe, when you reborn, you have to face the sickness. You have to face the aging. You have to face the unsatisfactory. When you want something and you don't get it, then you suffer. Why do you have to face it? Nah, I don't want to be reborn again. In the Deva, in the Brahma realm, it's impermanent. When I use up all the memory, I have to come back again. Why? Be reborn in the loop they call samsara, cycle of rebirth. Why do you have to be rebirth again? Then none delight in the entire every world. None delight. I want to get out of the samsara. Refrain from clinging to any world, any realm. Abandon them without clinging to them. This is very deep and very, very, for me, I love this. I love Sapha Loke Anakirata Sani because I don't want to be reborn again. Why? It's suffering. Be reborn as a human, then you have to go to school. I don't want to go to school again. I don't want to take a test again. I don't want to, have to encounter with many, challenges, like difficulties in life. Just one life is enough for me. So to think of reborn again, even in the Deva realm, Brahma realm, and then back to human realm, and then lower realm, and then up to human realm, and then no more. This is the non-delight in the entire world. A very deep, very good one. But when you are sick, it's good to contemplate about this. You want to reborn as a Deva? No. Too much time. I want to make this life the last life, or maybe at most 7 more life. If you are the Sotapanna, the supreme emperor. Okay. Number 9. What is the perception of impermanence in all conditioned phenomena? This is different to the number 1. Number 1 is the perception of impermanence, anicca sanya. But this one, impermanence in all conditioned phenomena, sapha sankharesu anicca sanya. Sapha sankharesu anicca sanya, what are they? A bhikkhu is repelled, humiliated, and disgusted by all conditioned phenomena. This is called the perception of impermanence in all conditioned phenomena, like everything included. Repelled, humiliated, and disgusted. Will you see this? Will you contemplate this when you're happy? No, right? When you're happy, you love it. This is good feeling. This is good phenomena, good mental phenomena. You enjoy. But when you're sick, it's a good opportunity for you to contemplate that actually all conditioned phenomena, disgusting. It should be humiliated. Not so pleasant. Good, bad, not so pleasant. This is number 9. The word here, sapha sankhare, su sankhare, conditioned phenomena. When you talk about sankhara, for me, I think about the last word of the Buddha. The Buddha mentioned this in Mahaparinibbana Sutra that, disciple, this I declare to you, all conditioned things. Sankhara. Sankhara is the same word that used here in number 9. Conditioned phenomena and conditioned things are subject to disintegration. Disintegration, vayatama. Disintegration, impermanent, right? So strive on untiringly for your liberation. Why? Because all conditioned phenomena, all conditioned things are subject to this integration. It's impermanent. If you see it as they really, if you see them as they really are, do not take pleasure in them. And then detach, do not cling on to them. As the Buddha said, Vayathamma sankhara appamatena sampateta. So here is different. Number 9, number 1 is different. Number 9 is focus in all conditioned phenomena, but number 1 focus on the 5 aggregates subject to clinging, the form, feeling, perception, volitional activities, and consciousness. So the number 9 is like broader, all conditioned phenomena, impermanent. And the last one, what is mindfulness of breathing? I believe most of you have learned and have practiced it, right? Here, a bhikkhu, having gone to the forest, to the foot of a tree, or to an empty hut, sit down, having folded his legs crosswise, straightened his body, and established mindfulness in front of him. Mindfulness in front of him does not mean that you have to meditate with your open eye and then you see what's in front of you. It's not like that. Close your eyes and then be mindfulness what's going on when you close your eye, what's going on inside. The perception arise, the memory arise, the thoughts arise, something like that. Be in the moment. Mindfulness in front of you, so be in the moment. Just mindful, he breathed in, mindful, he breathed out. Now you use the technique in, like observe the breath. Be mindful when you breathe in, be mindful when you breathe out. Breathing in long, I breathe in long. You know yourself that, oh, now I breathe in long. Breathing out long, then you breathe out long. Breathing in short, you breathe in short. Breathing out short, I breathe out short. He trained, experience the whole body, I breathe in. Experience the whole body, I breathe out. Tranquilizing the body activity, I breathe in. Tranquilizing the bodily activity, I breathe out. So this is, the anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, has the connection with the satipatthana, or the four foundation of mindfulness. So the first one, focus, but in the four foundation of mindfulness, satipatthana, the first one is about the body, right? The body, contemplate the corpse, things like that. Contemplate in the movement, but anapanasati, contemplate on the breath. When you breathe in long, then breathe out long, then breathe in short, breathe out short, It's not like, okay, breathe in, okay, breathe out. It's not like that. Long and short as well. And then experience the whole body, tranquilizing, still focus only on your breath. Next is about the feeling. When you experience rapture, blissful, then okay, now I breathe in, but I experience rapture. I will breathe in. Now rapture still is going on inside, still exists, and I breathe out. Rapture still exists, I breathe in. Rapture subside, rapture cease away, I breathe out. Now experience happiness, I breathe in. Happiness still arises, I breathe out. Mental activity, thought arises, I breathe in. Tranquilizing the thought, I breathe out. But here, it doesn't mean that you have to control the mind to be like this order. People, sometimes people are mistaken that you should control the mind according to this order. It's not like that. It's not like number 1 and then number 2 and number 3 and then number 4. It's not like that. But sit still. Be mindful when you breathe in and you breathe out. And whatever comes up, you know. You know what I mean? When you learn from, I think 16. From these 16, you learn everything. Okay, when you feel rapture, then okay, I feel rapture. Okay, happiness. Okay, tranquilizing, the mental activity. Okay, I understand. Then you learn these 16. And then when you practice, do not, some people want to try, it's up to you, but I do not suggest it, because if you follow the order, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, you force the thought, and it's not like natural. You just, let it be, let it flow. Okay, I'm gonna sit. Okay, still be mindful of breathing long, and I know, breathe out long, I know. Okay, tranquilizing the breath. Whatever arises, now thoughts arise, I know, thought arise, breathing. The happiness arrive, breathe out. Happiness arrive, breathe in. Happiness gone, breathe out. Rapture arise, breathe in. Rapture still exists, breathe out. Rapture increase, breathe in. Rapture subside, breathe out. Rapture increase, breathe in. Rapture gone, breathe out. Thought arise, breathe in. Thoughts gone, breathe out. Painful feeling arise, breathe in. Mosquito, itchy, breathe out. Itchy feelings still arise, breathe in. Itchy, subside, breathe out. The numb feeling on my leg, foot, left leg, breathe in. The numbness still exists, breathe out. The numbness on the right leg, the new leg, breathe in. New feeling arise, breathe out. Numbness on my left leg, it's gone, breathe in. Now it's come back and breathe out. It's just like this. This is like mindfulness of breathing. And then experience the mind, gladdening the mind, concentrating the mind. Now the mind's focused. Now feel liberated, liberating the mind. Now breathe out. Now I see the impermanence. How to see the impermanence when you breathe in? The numb, itchy feeling, mosquito bites on my left leg. Breathe in. Itchy feeling. Breathe out. Itchy feeling still exists. Breathe in. Someone yelled at me. Someone yelled. Loud noise. Breathe in. The heart pumping. Breathe out. Now I see the itchy feeling is gone. Impermanent. See the impermanent within. Wow, rejoice because now I see the impermanence without. Wow, rejoice feeling still exists within. Happiness, this is happiness without. Still feeling the happiness within. The happiness subside without. Tranquilizing within. Equanimity without. This is equanimity within. And then contemplating fading away, viraka, cessation, nirodha, relinquishment, patinissaka. you know, like, okay, feeling impermanent. You should not cling on to it, this passion. Feeling impermanent. When you cling on to it, it's danger, relinquishment, withdrawal. Patinisakha. This is the peaceful, sublime. Oh, this is the Nibbana. Nibbana is something that you can feel when no more craving. When you experience no more craving. No. Do I want anything? No. Still, dispassion, stilling of all activities. The Buddhadhasa Bhikkhu, he said, you take a glimpse, you have a taste of Nibbana, the supreme happiness. And the Buddha said, this is called mindfulness of breathing. Then the Buddha said, if Ananda, if you visit Bhikkhu Girimānanda and speak to him about these 10 perceptions, it is possible that on hearing about them, he will immediately recover from his affliction. Then, when the Venerable Ananda had learned these 10 perceptions from the Blessed One, he went to the Venerable Girimānanda and spoke to him about them. When the Venerable Girimānanda heard about these 10 perceptions, his affliction immediately subsided. The Venerable Girimānanda recovered from that affliction, and that is how he was cured of his affliction. This is it of the Girimānanda Sutta. When you learn the sutra, that after the Venerable Girimānanda heard about this, the affliction subside. Why? It's not supernatural power. It's not the magical thing. It's something you can experience if you practice. It's not something magical. It's just something that when you have something to contemplate, other than focus on the feeling. When you, now experience sickness, I experience painful feelings, so painful, and then you have something to contemplate, you shift the mind to something that is not suffering, to something that is far from suffering. And when you contemplate, oh yeah, this is a danger. Danger comes from within. Dispassion, relinquishment. I should not attach to it. It's not something I should cling on to. And when you can detach the feeling of self, detach the mind from the body still hurt. The body still suffer from the disease, but the mind liberated from the suffering. You can experience it if you contemplate, dwell contemplate it over and over and over. And when you can detach just sometime and then cling on, suffer again, detach. Okay, now free. Suffer again, detach. So it's just when you practice like it, when you're sick, you take this opportunity to see the body, to see the feeling. It's about the feeling, it's about the body, and detach from it. So it's like see the good side of the bad things that's going on in your life, so you don't suffer more. And when you see it's just normal, the disease can be cured. If it's not cured, then dead, and then reborn again. But at least if I'm gonna reborn again, if I'm gonna die, then I'm gonna die to the good destination, because I contemplated good thing. Right? And Don't think like when you're sick, you stay at home, you stay on your bed, you don't have a time to go to the temple, you don't have a time to, do the good deeds. But actually, lying on your bed and contemplate this is the merit, is the good deeds. You live, you know, every breath mindful, every breath you stay with the truth. I'm not going to say that you stay with the words of the Buddha, but the truth. And this truth can, make you suffer less, because this is normal. Everyone gonna experience the same. Everyone gonna have the runny nose. The runny nose sound, we can see like it's not so pleasant. So that person is not so present. Why do I have to, cling on to that person? Why do I have, still heartbroken because of that person? Still the same. You and me is the same. Dirty. Dispassion. Now, focus on this body. How to cure the disease? Take the medicine, take rest, exercise a bit, and then this is the time for me to meditate, and then contemplate the good things. Things just like shift the focus to something that is, use it to contemplate. It's just like if you stuck, cling on to the body, that is just so painful, suffering. Why? Take the mind out and then contemplate. Just like when you see someone suffer, you don't suffer. Like that person, right? That person got headache. You want to take some pill? Then you should rest, something like that. You think of yourself like that. This is just the body, just like someone else's body. Detach yourself from it and then cure. You know how to solve the problem. Solve the problem. Use the mindfulness, use the wisdom. Solve the problem. Detach yourself from it and you won't suffer that much. For example, like when you suffer like bad things in life, difficulties in life, because you're overwhelmed with the problems, right? You overwhelmed with it, you're blind with it, because you jump into that story, everything just overwhelmed. You cannot find the way out because you in that story, in that situation, you're like in that world. But when you detach yourself from it, just like when you give the advice to someone else, you can give good advice, you can help that person solve the problem. But when it's your problem, it's your situation, you cannot solve the problem because you're blind with it, you're overwhelmed with it. So detach yourself from it and then see what is the problem. What is the problem? What is the cause of the problem? I know there is the way out of this problem. How? Find a way out of the problem. This is how the Four Noble Truths is applied in everyday life. Detach yourself, not clinging on to it. See the Four Noble Truths. What is the suffering? What is the problem? What is the cause of the problem? That is the end of the problem. There is going to be the solution one way or another. How? Find a way and follow it. And if you do like this, you just can, detach yourself and you won't suffer more. Okay? And one thing, when you contemplate about, this 10 perception, you detach yourself from it, right? And when you contemplate about it, you feel like, yeah, this is the truth. This is the truth. Wow. I learned this beautiful teaching. See, the rapture arises here within me, the rapture arises. Why? Because I contemplate. This is the way out of the suffering. This is another method to out of the unpleasant feeling. When you contemplate about the truth, you have the blissful feeling, you have the rejoice, you have the rapture arise. You feel happy. This is how to shift from painful feeling to pleasant feeling. This is the method that like I love to do because I have rheumatoid arthritis, and like with the I don't know, like the something like that. So I experience like painful feelings more frequent than someone who had not rheumatoid arthritis, right? So I use this technique, like contemplate on the teachings of the Buddha, the 10 perceptions, contemplate about it. Yeah. Why do I have to cling on to this body? This body is just full of disease. Why? Deva realm, nah. Impermanent. Brahma realm, nah. Too long. Lower realm, nah. I don't want to. Detach yourself from wanting to reborn again. Following the words of the Buddha. When you think about it, rejoice arise, and then shift the focus to that rejoice, and it's the way to out of the unpleasant feeling. This is another technique. Thank you, Jim McCarty from Ireland said, thank you for your kindness and teaching. You explained everything so clearly. Thank you for you to stay tuned as well. I haven't said hi to Yankee Apple. Kun Mao, right? Great to see you doing well. Anjali, Wantami Aya. Miriam, good morning, Aya. Edward Clark. S says, so explain, thank you. Thank you too. Dhamma said, good morning, Aya. Just tune in. It happened to be a very insightful discussion about separating the mind from the body. I really needed to hear this. Stay well and safe to and everyone watching. Yeah, stay safe. And Norma Sky say thank you, Aya. So I hope you can. This sutta is very insightful and beneficial, of course, and very deep. So like anicca sanya, anatta sanya, non-self and impermanent, you all have learned about it. Mindfulness, breathing, you have learned about it. But about like number 6, 7, 8, 9 is very deep one. Number 6, number 7 is about Nibbana. Contemplate about the characteristic of the Nibbana. Number 8 and number 9, for me personally, I love number 8. Sapha lokena pirta sanjit. It's like, I don't want to reborn. And it helps me. Everyone, you can take benefit from, each one like differently. So you can listen over and over again. And when you contemplate it and use it in your real life more and more, and it got deeper and deeper understanding, you're going to have a deeper understanding. And then you see like the Buddha is like the best one. Very, very, wise one. Has deepened your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in and staying with me. Next week, gonna have the Dhamma discussion in my Facebook, Mahavana Dhamma Sanctuary. So you can, follow, stay tuned in the Facebook and then the YouTube from Mahavana Dhamma Sanctuary. And in 2 weeks, we'll see you here again with the Buddhist insight and empty cloud. That's it for today. Before we leave, then say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, 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 anumodhami. May you all be well and happy and healthy. And may the power of the Triple Gem protect you all. Nibbana Paccaya Hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a good day, everyone. Meishes say, wish you soon recovery. Thank you. Thank you so much, Meishes. Goodbye, Sister Sunny. Thank you, Sadhu. Have a good day.